What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail. Father son Jock versus nerd struggle. So the picture is Cyborg and his dad. Cyborg DC character, Justice League. His dad is a scientist. He was a football player, and his dad's he got into an accident, and his dad basically saved him by turning him into Cyborg. And his dad didn't come to the games as this, that, and the third because he was working, on science. And ultimately, his son wanted to be a quarterback, and he wound up being a superhero. And his dad was much more proud of him being a intelligent superhero than a quarterback. And Cyborg had come to figure out, wow, like my dad had bigger dreams for me than I did, but that came on the back end. So what happens, between fathers and sons is people talk about, I want my kid to be the best athlete, and I want my kid to be the biggest and the strongest and the fastest. But there comes a point where you want your kid to be the smartest, and you don't want them, so you have this struggle where if you just want them to be an athlete, fathers are cool with having a kid that's a son that's an athlete, but at the same time, it's like, listen, not saying you can't make it, but even if you become an athlete, you got to be a nerd, because people take advantage of athletes all the time financially. While you're sitting there trying to find fun and everything, it's time to teach you about, life, insurance policies, laws, stocks, bonds, investing, trading, profits, passive income, how to learn how to move and manipulate money, how to have a business mind, or just an entrepreneurial mind, or how to be able to problem solve, how to be able to reverse engineer something to fix it, no matter how small or how big. You start with small things. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of times when people go, oh, it's time for that kid to go be with their father, it's not, sometimes people go, okay, dad can teach this kid how to be a better athlete. But dad's like, and the kid might be like that too. And it's like, no. Same thing with when some kids are around mom too long, they become extra fashionable. And dad got to turn you from a fashionista to a nerd. Like, I'm too cool for that. You could be a fly looking nerd, all right? But you got to be a nerd. You have to be smart enough to know something. And a lot of times that becomes a struggle, because most kids just want to be cool. I want to be cool. I want to be accepted. I want to be popular. I want people, to gravitate to me, without having a common sense of maybe you don't want these people all around you, all in your space, tugging on you and pulling on you, because nobody's really there for you. Like, they want to be, you don't want your kid to be the king of clout. Now, the jock thing, you also have sometimes, fathers who get jealous of other fathers and sons, because, this kid might be a jock, and this kid might be a nerd, and Jock's dad is, my son gonna be the biggest, baddest, and then one day you and your son meet the bigger and badder version of your son, and then you get your dreams crushed, and then you look at the nerd son, you're like, this kid's going places. Now what am I supposed to do? This kid gets it. Like, even if this kid won't become a jock, he'd definitely become a doctor or a lawyer or something. Like, it doesn't matter. Now, another thing about this is father-son jock versus nerd struggle is, you see, and I wasn't a big fan of look at social media, but you see more successful jocks than you see successful nerds. You don't look at the people who you frequent at, like the people on TV is who you want to be. You want to be like your favorite athlete. You want to be like your favorite entertainer. But when you go to the doctor's office, it doesn't dawn on you that your doctor doing pretty well. You go to the dentist, the dentist is doing pretty well. Until one day you see your doctor, your dentist driving off and like, wait, that's your car? Like, yeah, that's mine. The guy that owns, a store or a storefront or a building or something, and you go, wait, well, how did you do that? And then it dawns on him like, oh, you make a lot of money doing this. And then that's where, fathers and sons have to have that conversation where you can make this amount of money. If you can make it to this level, you can make this amount of money on a bottom scale and that amount of money on the top scale if you can get to that level. But if you do this nerd thing, you can make this amount of money, over the long term. You can start here, but over the long term, you're going to make this, and this. So your money might dry up on this side quick, but your money right here is always coming. So would you rather have the short-term possibility of a generational wealth or the long-term certainty of generational wealth? So it becomes a struggle. And normally, if you can balance it right, kids will be okay. But that's my thoughts. Like, share, subscribe, or die. Try and catch y'all on the next one. Peace.